All right. Do you want to hear the story now why I'm in a cast? Or do you want to hear...
cast?
Yeah, look at this.
Oh, my goodness.
He had to kick some ass.
This guy comes up to me in the street, starts in with me. I pop him right in the face.
Wait,
I break my thumb right on his face, but he's in the hospital, so I took care.
Why did you break your knuckles instead of your thumb?
I'm just kidding you. I'll tell you how the real story in a minute.
Oh, there was no guy?
No, it was a girl, actually. But I don't want to say that. I took her out. Oh, you should see her. She'll never model again. Only 5 models.
What in the world?
Some dingy broad came up to him.
This dingy broad punches me in the nose. And you don't have to dig. And I break my hand.
Oh, dear.
No, I'll wait till you hear how I broke my hand. I broke my thumb, ladies and gentlemen.
So it's broken.
Oh yeah. Oh, it's more than broken.
I didn't even know what was wrong with you. I just
it's splattered.
They don't put something on you like that unless it's busted
Oh,
out.
this is. I'm going to the hospital today. They're putting on a real cast. This is considered a splint. What you see now.
You just. This is emergency.
And I'm on so much Vicodin, I don't even know where I am.
What are you doing here?
Hey, can I buy some of that from you?
I got 30 of them.
Nice.
Oh, bro.
Oh, man, you could make a mint.
Hey, Gary, get me a tequila because I'm on Vicodin. That'd be a nice buzz.
That's right.
Can I guess what happened?
Sure.
Was it a gym accident?
Yes, happened at the gym.
Did you
At
drop
the
a weight
gym?
on it?
What?
Did you drop a weight on it?
No, I didn't drop any weight on it. Somebody else did.
Oh, somebody dropped.
Yeah, I'll tell you what happened.
Some chick.
You ever hear of this football player named Marco Battaglia? He
Good
broke
buddy.
my thumb.
You're a good buddy.
He broke my thumb.
Broke your thumb?
Yeah, it's pulverized.
Jeez, what did he drop on it?
45-pound weight.
Oh, my God.
Where was your hand?
Here's what happened. You know, this is the dumb. I don't even know that I can explain this well.
Are you really angry with him, or do you just see it as an accident?
It's an accident. I'd like to kill him.
You were angry with him.
I'd like to actually kill myself. It's because I'm a do-gooder in the gym, and I'm going to be changing my ways once I get out of this cast in 6 weeks.
Were you helping him out?
Yeah. Here's what happened.
How could you help Marco Battaglia at the gym?
Here's what happened. It's a weird thing. When I go to my gym, you know, I'm not sure how this happened to me, but people like to work out with me. And I'm a good guy. I sometimes don't see, despite how I am on the air, off the air, I seem to be less vocal. I kind of accept things more.
You're a pushover.
I'm a pushover. You know, I'm good on the air, but in real life, I'm more of a pushover. If I had a microphone on me 24 hours a day, life would be a lot different.
You should strap one around your neck.
Yeah, like this cast holder. So when I go to my gym, you know, I work out with Pat. He's the personal trainer. And really, I think it's supposed to be a one-on-one session. That's what I get billed for. I get billed for a one-on-one session.
Not a group session.
Not a group session. I'm really supposed to have personal attention from Pat.
Because it sounds to me like you all of a sudden have a training partner.
How about 4?
Oh.
Okay, now
This is a group.
You know, and so most of the people that I see, in fact, 100% of the people I see who work out at the gym have a trainer, and the trainer stands there while they train. So
now with you, it's you and the trainer and 4 other people.
Well, what happened is Pat started working out with me, which I like.
Right.
Because we'll run together and then we do the weightlifting together, and I enjoy that because really, when you weightlift, you're supposed to wait between sets. So while he's going, I'm resting, and it works out great. And I love the guy, and I love working out with him. In fact, I like it better than someone just standing there and watching me. You know, for my taste.
Doesn't it make it less boring, too? Because that's the other issue with lifting weights. It gets boring.
It does. But really, the whole concept at this gym is you don't sit and talk the whole time, because if you do, it becomes like a girls' club.
Right.
And you're not really concentrating on what
on
you're
the workout. So we've been very, and Pat's a real stickler for that. He's like, you know what, man? He goes, okay, ladies, let's shut up and work out.
This is serious business.
Yeah, I like that. It's almost like the Army, and I dig it. I like the intensity of the workout. I like it. I like to go to the gym and blow off steam so that I'm tired at night and I fall asleep. That's my concept of working out. So anyway, somewhere along the line, Robin, I started working out with Pat.
Yes.
Okay. And Pat's terrific. Everything's fine. Then all of a sudden, I don't know, somewhere along the line, and I can't tell you exactly when, other people started joining my workout. Like Pat would say, hey, come on in and join in with us. Now, I don't know how I really feel about that. Like Richie Notar. That's how I met Richie.
Right. He joined.
Richie is the guy from Nobu. He joined my workout. I'm not sure why. And I like Richie and all that kind of thing. But who the hell needs him in on my workout?
That's how you met
Is
Richie?
he getting
Yeah.
a bill for personal training too?
I don't know what he's getting. I don't discuss it with other people. All right. I mean, it's probably good for the gym because the more people he can train at once.
Yeah, the more he can make.
That's right.
It's good for him.
Yeah, I don't know how good it is for me. So then somewhere along the line, about a year ago, Marco Battaglia, a professional football player who played for the Cincinnati Bengals and I think is going to go to another team this
He's
year.
now at the Redskins, right?
He's with the Redskins, but I think he's a free agent now,
Another
and he's got a whole bunch of teams already interested in him. I don't think this guy has any problem.
Well, wait till they hear he broke your thumb.
Yeah,
He's out.
he's gone. He's out of the league.
Not for him.
And Marco is a great guy. Let me preface it by saying I love the kid. He's a great guy.
Yeah, I met him. He's a real nice guy.
Great guy.
Yeah.
All right. Somewhere along the line, he joined in on my time slot. It's my time slot.
Right, but so everybody's taking turns during a break. You know,
Yeah.
once you get off the weights, Richie goes in, then
Yeah.
Marco goes in.
And as I said, Marco is Pat's favorite in the world. I am not.
So now you got a gym class where you're not even the favorite guy.
I'm not even. Not only is it my personal session where I'm supposed to feel like I'm the favorite,
Right.
Marco's the favorite. And because Marco's a professional football player, the entire workout changes around Marco. We could be on a course of action. If Marco comes in,
Whole game plan's over.
whole game plan's over, suddenly you're lifting 10,000 pounds.
That's right. We're now
Right.
doing the Marco work.
Right. It's the Marco workout. Suddenly I'm doing speed running because Marco is a receiver and has to practice running
Wind
fast.
sprints and all
Wind
that.
sprints and all that.
Now, do
Suddenly all running is, I mean, it's all about Marco.
Do you guys ever bitch to Pat about that? I mean,
No,
come
I
on.
never bitch about anything because with Pat, you got to do what you got to do. If you start bitching, then you're not one of Pat's guys.
But why? It shouldn't even be you guys because it's Howard's training
It's
center.
really, I realized after about a second after my thumb broke, I wouldn't be in this position if I had my own training session. This wouldn't even happen to me.
Yeah.
Because quite frankly, Pat wouldn't even let it happen. It's just that we're so busy with Marco. Let me tell you what happened. So Marco decides to bench press. You got to load up Marco's bench press with 3 45-pound plates on each side.
Right.
So Richie's
Yeah.
doing one side and you're doing the other? or
Richie
something?
doesn't do a goddamn thing.
Oh, Richie, man.
Richie's one of those guys at the gym. I change all the weights with Pat.
Oh, my God.
And Richie's one of those guys who, I don't know if he's pretending. I don't think he's pretending, but he kind of stands around, which is another thing that pisses me off.
He doesn't work out?
Oh, he works out, but he won't change the weight. In other words, he'll wait for the weights to be changed. You know what I mean?
Somehow he manages never to touch a weight.
Yeah, he's one of these guys that, like, he gets in a conversation with somebody, and
He's looking away. He's doing
Right.
something.
I'm the kind of guy, if I see Pat changing weights, I go, I don't care that he's my trainer. He's a human being. I'm going to help.
You
but I'm
feel
stupid.
standing
Well,
there.
Yeah,
changing
I
the
think-
weights is part of the workout.
That's the way I look at it.
Exactly, it's part of the
But
camaraderie.
if it's me
of
and
doing
Richie,
it.
if me and Richie are changing the weights, or
Yeah.
if it was just me and Pat changing the weights, it's a difference. When you're changing Marco's weights, it's like changing 10,000 pounds. It sometimes takes 5 minutes.
It's
just
a workout just to change his
Well,
weight.
it's a major
and which is
transition.
fine. I don't mind
Right.
doing it, but you know what? It's just like it's slow. It's just everything about Marco and loading his weights up. The whole bar has to be changed.
Yeah.
It's
he
a
can't
whole.
work with your bar. He has a
No,
heavier bar.
it's a whole heavy bar,
my
and it's
goodness.
amazing. It's amazing thing that goes on.
Yeah.
So I go to the gym, and really a lot of it when Marco's in town is changing the whole workout around Marco, changing Marco's weights and everything else. And Marco, we call him Baby Huey because what he does, Marco sits on a medicine ball, it explodes, it breaks. He breaks everything. One time he sat down on a chair, the chair broke.
Oh, my goodness.
The guy's a moose, and he's a guy who doesn't even know his own power. He'll break
So he
anything
could
in its path.
Go to playfully lift you up and throw you into the
Exactly,
ceiling.
and I say, Marco, stay away from me. I don't want to be near you. He's got legs like the Incredible Hulk. He's bench pressing, he's squatting, and there's
Every weight in the gym is now on the
and
bar.
the bar is bending, and there's no amount of weight that satisfies this monster.
He's like that unbreakable dude.
He's Mongo. You know what I mean?
Right.
And you know what? Even that, I mean, it's inspirational at times, but also it's like, you know what? I feel like a woman standing here.
Right. Why am I working out with this guy?
Yeah, I mean, I want to work out with Pat, and but whatever. I always feel. Listen, Pat knows best because he has gotten me into incredible shape. The guy's an incredible trainer. So why argue with success? If this is what he wants to do, fine. Even though I suspect it's more about getting 4 or 5 guys in at once.
And all of them paying the single rate.
I don't know what the other guys pay. I know I'm paying plenty.
There should be a group rate, though, don't you think?
Yes.
If you're with that many people
I think,
and you're changing weights.
Yeah, I mean, I got to tell you something.
Hey, you need a kickback.
I'm saying maybe I should get some money.
Right.
Well, all right. It's not about the money for me. I don't mind paying at the gym and all that, but you know what?
It's just that I object to you're supposed to get personal training.
Well, sometimes I yell at Richie. I go, Richie, how about a little help here? You know, how about helping out?
Richie knows.
You know, and Pat really should yell at Richie and say, hey, Richie, why don't you change your weight once in a while?
Richie knows better.
Roll Richie's like a prince. Prince Richie, I call him.
His hand is fine.
His hand's fine today, by the way. He went right back to working out. Anyway. Oh, sorry, Garden.
I'm just saying, don't the Bengals have a gym where Marco could work out?
Yeah, well, right. Well, this is all about, you know, it really is more about Pat and Marco. They're the key team here, and I'm just.
You just get to tag along.
I get to tag along.
Yeah.
So anyway,
you're changing the way.
So anyway, yesterday I'm doing what they call deadlifts.
Whatever that is.
Deadlifts is where you have.
I know
who
the
cares
clean
what
and
it is?
jerk. I don't know the deadlift.
Oh, I'm a jerk, all right. I'm the biggest jerk.
The deadlift is very different than the jerk, Robin.
I clean and jerk.
Right.
I clean and jerk the gym.
In that
I'm
order.
the jerk who cleans the gym.
Yeah, when Marco works out, I'm the weight boy. So anyway, we decide to bench press.
Okay.
And we're in a phase, oddly enough, of heavyweight because guess who's working out? Marco. And Marco likes heavyweight. Marco like it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Make the weight heavy.
Stern, change weight. Marco, lift.
Bring me
So-
bigger bar.
Okay, picture the bench has the bar on it. You know what a bench press
Right,
is?
sure.
Okay. It has the bar on it and has two 45-pound plates on it.
Right.
Because we're setting it up for benching. And we're about to change for Marco's weights, which means we have to add two more 45s on each side. Okay.
And those are heavy even to lift off the floor.
Marco goes, I don't like where the bench was a little bit crooked. He has to straighten the bench out. He starts to push the bench with the weights on, and stupid me, I see he's struggling. I'm going to help him. And meanwhile, why am I helping? This guy's a moose. I shouldn't even be involved. And even Pat says when you move a bench with weights on it, you take the weights off.
Right.
Right.
The safe thing to do would be to unload the bench.
But as Pat says, Marco doesn't know his own strength. He starts to pick up the whole bench. So I go to help him. My thumb is positioned that it's between the weight, because I'm going to now push, okay? He's pushing. It's between the weight. I wasn't really even doing anything. It's right between the metal of the bench. See, I don't know if I can explain this.
You mean those
It's
things
right
that
here.
hold the bar?
Yeah, right.
And the weight.
Right. Marco moves the whole thing forward. The weights shift and snaps into my thumb.
Oh.
Bam!
You know what?
That was dumb.
The
That's
weight
even
clips.
worse.
The weight presses against my thumb and smashes down on it. A 45-pound weight. I look at it. I hear a crunch. I hear crunching of the bone.
Your whole finger crunch.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, crunches. So I know it's broken. Everyone's going, don't worry, maybe it's not broken. I know right away. And I let out a scream like an animal lets out. All right. By the way, I didn't cry or anything.
Oh, you're good.
Too many guys around.
Well, okay.
You know, too many
wanted
guys.
to.
I wanted to cry. It really hurt.
You're weeping.
It really hurt, but people say, how bad was the pain? I go, well, you know what? My mother used to drill my teeth without Novocaine, you know.
Back to that.
And I said, nothing's worse than that, so.
No, there isn't.
This is bad, but it ain't worse than that.
But honestly, that story's even worse than what I thought it was. I thought for
I got
some reason
clipped.
your thumb was on the ground and it
No.
dropped.
Yeah, that's what
That
I
is-
thought. Maybe something fell on it.
That's
No.
a direct hit.
A direct
like
hit.
Bam.
Yeah,
Yeah,
bam.
that's like if you had your hand in the top of a car and you slam the door on it.
That's exactly what it's like, which I've done.
Right.
And that hurts.
And that hurts. This is exactly what happened. So, Pat quickly packed it in ice. Marco's standing around. I feel horrible.
Where's Dr. Feely?
Dr. Philly's out on Long Island, but I had to go see my kids, and I wasn't going to miss my visit with my kids.
Wait a minute. You
Right.
mean you went to the kids with the hand?
Oh, don't worry. Wait a second. I'll tell you. No. I went to Dr. Feely first. I was in no condition to do anything.
So what is Pat saying now?
What? No,
I mean,
Pat
he
said.
must have been-
Pat's upset. Pat's upset about it, and
Where was he when the guy's moving the bench?
I think he was getting a drink of water. You know, while I was moving the bench with. You know what? That's my problem.
was
Like
talking to Richie.
I look at Pat as I don't look at him as a guy who works for me. You know, when I hire him to train me.
Right.
I see him as another human being, and I don't like someone doing stuff for me. So I always help.
Yes.
But I'm stopping. I'm going to have, like, I see these other guys in the gym. They stand there while the trainer changes all the weights.
They know how to do it.
They do. What am I doing?
They pay somebody to change the weights.
I know.
So they let them.
I feel awful for the person changing the weights, and I'm going to help.
You know,
but I've learned my friggin' lesson. I'm going to stand there and let other people change the weights. That's what I'm paying for.
Now you in the ice.
So Pat packed my hand in ice. I mean, literally right into the ice. But boy, it hurt.
It's even hard. How do you? I mean, ugh.
Oh, it's gross, and it was gross. You could see the cut right there. You could see the friggin' bone. And,
Really, it was open.
Well, it's open, yeah. The doctor had to clean it out. But so Marco's standing around going, "I feel terrible. I feel terrible." I go, "Would you get out of this room?" So he goes, "Why?" He goes, "I'm staying with you." I said, "You know what? I don't blame you. It's an accident. Crap happens." I said, "You're just driving me mental. Leave and go work out. Now you're making too much fuss.
Yeah, he's too fussy.
Get out of my sight. I'll pay you to leave this room." He would not leave. He stood there. He goes, I go, "You know what, Marco? Why don't you just pick me up in your arms and carry me to the doctor?"
Yeah, what's Marco saying after all?
Did he do that?
I called him later. I said, "You know what, dude? My apartment needs cleaning. I can't clean. You go clean my apartment."
What did he
would.
say immediately, though, Marco, when he
Oh, my God, I'm so sorry. He knew he'd listen. He didn't mean to do it. Marco's the nicest guy in the world. He is.
Like Mongo, he walks. Oh,
Right,
I'm
Mongo.
sorry.
You got to stay away from him. Me sorry.
You trapped my very bad.
So I'm thinking my thumb's broken.
Mongo hurt
The
Howard.
thing I'm scared about is whether I can move it, because I know if the joint is screwed up, you got to get an operation.
Oh, yeah.
You know. So I'm sitting there. I'm taking the pain, so I'm thinking, maybe it's not broken. Maybe, but I heard that crunch. And
did you even try to move?
I tried to move it. I could move it back and forth, and I could move the top, like from the knuckle up. I could move it down a little bit. But
Really?
as I kept icing it, it stopped moving more and more, and it was just kind of hanging there. So I didn't know what it was. Pat called the doctor, and I said, "Hey, listen, I got to get out to see my kids on Long Island. You know any doctor on Long Island?" Turns out this doctor he knows has an office on Long Island. He's got an office in Great Neck.
So you just jump in the car?
Jumped in the car, packed in ice.
Oh, God, you went out to Long Island like
Yeah,
that?
the whole ride.
Yeah,
Got
well, you know
the
what?
hand in the bucket.
The doctor Pat knew in Manhattan was in surgery, so
You would have had to wait for him.
I would have to wait for him. So I figured, let me get in the car and I'll be close to the kids, because, I don't want to. I love seeing my kids. Divorce sucks, and I just want to be consistent all the time, and for me, never mind them. So I go to the doctor, the X-ray guy. Because the doctor goes, "Well, maybe we'll see. It looks doesn't look great." He goes, "It looks pretty bad, but."
Got to get the X-ray.
I get over the X-ray. I say, "Listen, talk turkey to me. You've seen every one of these injuries. What's going on?" You definitely broke it. I mean, come on, man.
You've got
question
6
about
months to
that.
live.
Yeah, exactly. The X-ray. I got the X-rays here.
Did you look at him? Did you see?
Yeah,
You
I
can
have.
see.
Yeah, you can see. You see what happened. It's like right on the.
But
in
it's
a way,
not
I'm
like shattered. It's broken.
It's broken. The doctor said, from what he can see, they're not going to have to put a screw in it to hold the bone together, because it's a little bit. It didn't.
Displaced, but
Yeah,
you can.
it's broken through, but it's also kind of mushed, like smashed.
I have to see this.
Yeah, you'll see. It's a mess.
But I'm just saying they can make it go back together
They can.
without.
He doesn't think I have to do anything other than be in a cast for about 6 weeks. And let it heal.
Well, there's a question I'm dying to know.
What?
You're a righty, right?
Yeah.
How do you
You don't?
wipe?
Oh,
Oh, wipe? I wipe
never
with my left
even-
hand.
He's
You
a lefty.
do?
There.
Yeah, I'm a lefty there. That's the only thing.
You're kidding me.
I wipe lefty. I wipe lefty.
What an advantage at this point.
I'm just wondering how you shower and stuff.
Well, yeah.
You
that's-
have to put. First of all, they put these new kind of casts on you that are like waterproof. It's not like the old plaster cast, but you
And they
put
have
a
a wrap,
plastic
yeah.
bag over it.
I should make Marco wipe me.
He should do everything.
Wouldn't that
for
be
you.
great?
Yeah, I should, because he literally he did it to me.
Yeah.
I should make Marco wipe me.
He should be your hand.
Yeah, Marco, you wipe me.
How the hell do you wipe lefty? That's I could my equilibrium will be thrown
Yeah.
completely off.
And you know what? I'm not like mad at Marco or anything.
No,
I'm mad at the situation. I'm like, I just don't want to spend 6 weeks, not being able to work out. And
I'll tell you, I hate being hurt, period.
yeah, and I hate people like saying, "Oh, can I help you with this?" You want to be independent. Well, they're telling me once they put this cast on and the
You'll be
swelling
able to
goes down,
move around
I'll
and
be able to
stuff.
do some stuff.
Yeah.
I'm going to make Marco put on my condoms, though.
I was going to say, he should be your hand.
Yeah.
Whatever that hand would do, Marco should do it.
Yeah.
Your hand has a head now.
Yeah, he has to bathe me and wipe me. And you know what's hard is brushing your teeth, Lefty.
Right.
Forget about
Yeah, it sucks.
everything. I couldn't imagine doing anything left.
Yeah, it's annoying, but I'm saying I'd rather it be dropped on my hand than my foot or something like that, where you like had to hobble around. I
was
hate
hard.
that.
And let me tell you,
And I can
there's
run, I think.
nothing more scary than not being able to move out of people's way in Manhattan, because I'm on crutches and they would get as close as possible, and I'd always think they're going to knock the crutch out from under me.
Yeah. So the doctor
me over.
bandaged me up. He said, "Hey, I'm going to give you Vicodin." I hear Vicodin. I'm like, "Hey, not
maybe
bad."
this wasn't so bad.
Yeah, not bad.
Hey now,
Vicodin.
pow!
Yeah.
Vicodin coming at you.
Plus, even the doctor said to me, he says, "See this kind of thing, even a break, and if you were in the NFL, I'd bandage you up, put a steel thing on your thumb, and send you
right
back in the
back out
game."
there.
So I go, "Okay, put the
Yeah,
steel
see,
thing on me, and send me back in the game."
Marco probably hurts people all the time,
Yeah.
but it's usually during a game.
Yeah, well, fine if you're getting paid for it. I don't even mind. I wouldn't mind hurting my thumb in a football game, but having a guy move a weight thing and just clipping it.
Yeah, that's dumb.
Yeah. I wish I'd beaten the piss out of a guy.
Yeah, if you had the story that I was fighting a guy and I broke my hand punching his face,
Yeah.
be good.
That's what you said to Marco. The favor you're going to do for me is the story is I beat you up.
Yeah. Let me punch you in the
I
face.
punch you in the face, and that's why I broke my thumb.
Yeah. The only call I was dreading making is my mother, because I know she puts negativity into my head.
And right away, she would be downing the whole workout
Right,
thing.
right. Well,
So-
she goes, well, right away I go, I tell her how I broke the thumb. She goes,
Uh-oh.
those weights, I see those weights in the gym, because she comes to my gym once a week. I have her doing some physical therapy stuff. She goes, those weights, I never go near them. They're very...
Walk in the same room.
Yeah, she goes, I never walk near them. I see them, and they look dangerous, and you can get hurt.
They look
This is what she
dangerous.
says to me. And she goes, and who is the doctor you went to from the gym? Who's that?
The gym
I don't know that a gym doctor's. I go, no, he's a regular doctor. But it was like, oh.
She doesn't understand that this is the doctor who works out at the gym.
No. He actually does some work at the gym, but he
Oh,
also has
really?
offices in the city in Long Island.
Sports doctor.
Yeah, but
So
Oh.
she knows those weights are dangerous.
She goes,
She's not
those weights are
going in
dangerous.
there.
She goes,
Look at those weights.
You don't need that.
And then she said, did you meditate? I go, Ma, I was in the middle of going to a doctor. I had to see the kids. You meditate? That will heal your bones? And I'm like, okay, listen, I got to get off the phone.
I'm on Vicodin.
I'm fine. I want Vicodin. I don't need to meditate. Vicodin is meditation to me.
I love how this didn't change your schedule a bit.
No, I wasn't going to let it.
Thank God he
was
could
not
work it
gonna
in.
let
It really is unreal.
I'm not giving into this.
He worked in the broken thumb without changing his schedule.
I just hate walking into a room with a big giant cast on my hand and
I know,
everyone going,
because right away that's a conversation
Yeah.
you got to have with everybody.
in the past I didn't have to converse with anybody here. When someone says to you what happened,
Yeah.
You know.
Are you all right?
Why do people get addicted to Vicodin? Because
it's a derivative. It's sort of like the formula close to morphine.
yeah, it's a narcotic.
Yeah.
Because
It's like a Demerol type
Beth
of
said
thing,
I
yeah.
fell asleep and I was giggling, and she said I said her name about 5 or 6 times giggling.
Oh, that's fun.
Does that always happen?
She goes, I wish I had had the tape recorder. She goes, I was like, like a big dopey baby.
I've done that before I've fallen asleep. I just go, bad. Last couple months, I've bad.
Yeah.
Oh, bad.
Oh, dear.
You know what? You got to stay away from that Demerol, man. Did you ever try that in pill form?
No, I've never
Demerol?
done that.
Oh,
I tell
man.
you, I
It's
haven't
like
done a lot of
heroin,
this stuff.
man.
When I was in college, I did a lot of pills because
Yeah.
I had a problem.
Right.
But there's even something stronger than Vicodin before you get to Demerol, and that's that Oxycontin. That's the one that really gets 'em.
That's what kids are crazy
Yeah,
on now.
that's really bad.
I'll ask the guy today for that.
Get some of that, man.
Get some of that.
Yeah, because you start taking that stuff, and then you pick up the tabloids and you read who's in a rehab from Vicodin and Oxycontin.
Yeah. I can see that. Ryan, you're on the air.
Hey, good morning, Howard. This
Hey, bro.
is Ryan from Cleveland.
What's happening,
Hey,
Ryan?
listen, man, I'm a personal trainer down here in Southwest Florida now,
Yeah.
and I really could probably help you out so you don't drop dumbbells on your head.
Well, you know what? If I had done this to myself, I'd say I was a real klutz, but my boy did it to me.
Seriously, you're lucky that you didn't drop it on that huge schnoz of yours, because then you'd have been in real trouble.
Yeah. Well, believe me, there's a lot worse places you could drop a dumbbell on.
I don't think there's a splint for that.
No.
Listen, you're the king of all media, and we love you down here in
All right,
Florida,
man. Thanks.
So,
Later.
take it easy.
Bye.
Bye.
Could you imagine if your nose had gotten caught in that same
Oh,
spot?
just be quiet.
Shut up, Artie. You're no beauty either.
The guy already said that.
Only reason I hired you is because you're worse looking than me.
Whatever I can
You
do
make
for you,
him
man.
feel better
You make
about
me look
himself.
good. That's the only reason.
Hey, look, man, I'll come to the gym with you. I'll make you look great.
You stand next to me.
I got
And
a
he
pair of
won't even drop
spandex.
a weight on you.
I was real proud of myself, too, because I had just recently begun doing those push-ups where you clap.
Right, you were talking about that the other day.
I'm going to be clapping anything now.
No, it won't be pushing.
Oh, you were bragging about that yesterday, man.
That's right. That's what I said. He has really been bragging about his prowess in the gym.
I was going to do a few of them here for you.
Did the doctor say how long you'd be in the cast?
Says he goes, you don't worry, you'll heal fast. 5 to 6 weeks. I went, oh.
That's a lifetime.
lifetime.
But hey, you could do those one-arm push-ups.
Yeah, like Rocky. I'll find a way to rehabilitate myself.
There you go.
Pat swears to me that there's stuff I can do to work out.
Well, there is. But he could also have been he could have been moving the weights.
Yeah,
Like he's supposed to, and you'd be fine.
I know. I'm mad at him.
That's right, because it's his
He shouldn't even let me.
responsibility to keep you safe in the gym. 2 reasons to have a personal trainer.
Right.
So that you work out properly and that you're safe.
Good. You call him and tell him.
That's right. Pat, wait for my call.
Work out
Scott.
properly.
Hey, brother.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, man. 2 things. First of all, I just want to thank you for getting up every day at 4 o'clock and entertaining us, for years and years.
Thank you.
They,
By the
they
way,
give Academy Awards for that.
Marco Battaglia feels so bad about it that I could get him to do anything for me right now.
Well,
What do you want him to do?
he should give you.
He should have to wipe my ass.
Relief.
Yeah, hand release. That's okay. We don't want that.
That's a little gay.
Not only is that a little gay, but with that guy, he's such a big galoot, he'd probably rip it out of its socket.
Mongo hurt Howard's penis.
Hey, listen. I was just thinking on the way into work this morning as I was listening to you. You've been talking about getting a 6-pack, and you got 6 weeks to do it now.
Yep.
You should use this as motivation. Do nothing but legs and stomach.
Yeah, well, maybe that's what I'll do. Pat will figure it out for me.
Hey, listen, thanks again for getting up every day. We really
Thanks.
appreciate it.
All right, no problem.
All right, brother.
Yeah, everyone say, well, how can you do the show? I said, it's my thumb. It isn't
Right,
my
it's
voice.
not your mouth.
Yeah.
By the way, does Pat know now that you are doing a one-on-one session?
I haven't told him yet.
Okay.
Haven't had that discussion.
Maybe we should call him.
Yeah, that would be easier.
I think you might have just told him.
He could care less what I think.
No, if we call him on the air, you'll be able to say it.
Yeah. Oh, I can say anything on the air.